Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question, it's an answer, it's a tie. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jim Rome.
Okay, thanks, Bob. Welcome back. I'm gonna make a crack at this. So take the photographs and still frames from your mind, rack it on the shelf in good health and huge calls. Tattoo memories of John in Seatown and Willie in KC. The only way this show works, less of you and more of me. It's something unpredictable, unlike you clones, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. I love you, clones. You're like family to me. Not.
This podcast called The Idol Effect. How many episodes you up to? Did you ever think you'd do anything beyond masturbation 11 times in your entire life? Isn't it awesome? Just wait.
The only person who likes to hold the lights on your radio. Okay. How was it out here? Just thinking how much less, that's how much less fun. How much, I guess, yeah, I don't know, that's fun. Just thinking how much less fun it would be.
It's the Idol Effect. Happy Halloween, everybody. Jer, what's your favorite Halloween memory? I don't got one. It's the Idol Effect. Welcome to Independence Day Special. Jer, did you celebrate with fireworks? I celebrated at your mom's, dude. It's the Idol Effect Christmas Special. We'll see you all in 2017 for our 1-year anniversary. Happy New Year, everybody. It's the Idol Effect 2017 1-year anniversary show with special guest star Mr. T, Yoko Ono, musical guests Bob Dylan and Jim Rome, G.E. Smith and the Idol Effect Band, and now your hosts, Chuck Ellis and Jerry White. Woo! Here we are! Is that me? That was you back in 86?
CB days?
On the CB. That was a recording from the AB, from the CB, yeah.
You recorded our CB conversations?
30 years ago. Well, no, somebody else recorded it and had played it, and I recorded it from the guy that was playing it back. He was playing it back to you. I recorded it, kept it, found the tape. I only have a snippet of you, but that's golden. That was 30 years ago.
Well,
a little over 30 years ago.
I feel a snippet violated then.
Hey, I did myself at 8 years old on our last show. I figured I'd get you at 25.
Yeah, but you decided you wanted to do that. Shouldn't there have been like a beep in there every so often to let me know I was being recorded? Isn't that the law?
Not in 86. There was no rules back then. It was anything goes. But here we are, 1-year anniversary. We're recording today the 1 year to the day that our first episode went up. So
I didn't know that until you told me.
Right. Well,
you're more on top of this shit than I am.
Yeah, that's my job. That's why I'm here. So
that was quite the whole production you had going there.
Did it work?
I sort of sat back in awe and just watched.
Face down, booty up. Yeah, that's the way I go in.
That's the easiest opening I've ever had. So didn't play it myself. It was great.
Well, thank you very much, and happy anniversary to you. So we're back, and America is about to be great again. So looking forward to that.
Not according to everybody.
Well, you know, co-presidents Mike Pence and Rex Tillerson will be in office soon, and we'll be on our way.
There was some lady on Facebook today just going off about Trump in the worst way with full big caps, you know, that they do now on
Really?
Facebook.
Full caps.
And her last name was Ruiz, and I was like, oh,
well, there you go.
Hispanic. Okay, yeah, that's a big shock. Okay, yeah.
Well, I don't think she has to worry. There's going to be no wall, so. Now the word is Congress is supposed to pay?
Ta-da!
What happened to Mexico paying? What's going on here? He's already duping us.
So we bought tickets for the Roger Waters show this summer at T-Mobile.
You did.
Yeah.
Thanks for the invite.
Actually, Mel did. Well, she did it, so it
Thanks for the invite, Mel.
It's out of my control, and
of
plus,
course.
Fuck you. But then I heard it's the Us and Them tour, so now I don't even know if it's The Wall. I think it sounds like it's just going to be Pink Floyd stuff.
Sounds like you're going to see a tribute band. The Us and Them, a tribute to Roger Waters.
That'll be the most expensive tribute tickets I've ever bought.
Did you read the fine print?
I don't hear myself very well. That's probably a good thing. Okay, there I am.
Yeah, turn it up. Bring the noise, Jared.
Bring the noise. Bring the funk.
1 year anniversary here.
Yes, it is.
I'm excited.
Are you excited or are you excited?
I'm excited.
Okay.
All of our old look, Shatner's here.
Shatner's
here. Godzilla, he's making an appearance.
Oh, Godzilla's back.
1 year later, even the Gorns, coming in.
You rearranged my fucking studio. And I didn't even. Where the hell was I at?
Right out under your nose.
Wow.
You were down there getting yelled at.
I paid no attention.
You were taking out the trash.
Yeah.
So, last time I saw you was around Christmas time.
Yes, it was.
So I'm assuming we've been somewhere. Have you been anywhere since then? I saw you on. Well, I saw you for the Christmas show, and then I saw you actually on Christmas. So I know one place you went. You went to the buffet.
The buffet,
because I was there.
Okay, yeah. Well, let's see what else. I had a tarot card reading. Does that count?
Awesome. That totally counts. How did that go?
Yeah. That's not true. I got nothing again. I'm getting ready to go to courtside, but we'll have to talk about that next.
I thought you were going to say getting ready to go to court.
Well, change the segment to where are you possibly thinking about
going?
Where
are you going?
Yeah, I got something for that. But where have I been?
Join us in a few weeks for the awesome courtside review.
That's right.
Well, we did Christmas at the buffet.
We did.
And when I left, it was funny. We went to rare thing that I do. I valet parked there, thinking it was going to be faster because we were running late. So going out, walking up to the booth, it looks like no one's waiting, and there's kind of a lady just sort of hanging on the side of the booth. There, just her arm up, and so I'm just standing there, and then all of a sudden this hand comes out, and he's all, hey, come on. He's like, he wanted my ballet ticket.
Oh.
He's like in a hurry. Like, I'm the one that's supposed to be in a hurry here. So I walk over and give it to him, and she's all, oh, great, sure, thanks for cutting. And I'm like, what? She's like over here, just kind of leaning against the thing, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know. And she's like, yeah, whatever. And I'm like, no, I didn't. He waving me over. It looked like you were done. Now I know how people are, is what she said. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I did it on purpose. I did it just to piss you off. So, and ultimately, the funny thing is, she was the one that got her car first. Like, he ended up getting her ticket, and her car came out first. And she's walking right by me to get in her car, and Natalie's like, don't say anything, Chuck. Don't say anything. So,
why wouldn't you let you say something?
I don't know. I guess I probably said enough.
These are the people that you'll never see again in your entire life.
Right, yeah.
Just fucking cut
gotta
loose on them.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You fucking cow.
Well, maybe I will see her again, and she won't remember me. She's like, why is this guy going off on me?
And then what's cool is if you do a really good job, the next morning you hear about them on the news because you trashed them so bad they threw themselves off a bridge.
Right, yeah, that's what I want to hear.
Yeah! That's fucking 9 now.
Well, I don't want to go that far, I'd like to ruin her day, not...
If you could push them that far, they were going there anyway.
Yeah. But that's one of my pet peeves is people that don't know how to stand in line. When you walk into a fast food place and there's some guy, he's like 10 feet to the side and way back from the register.
Right.
And it's like, I'll help, who's next? And then you're walking up and he's like, oh, it's me. And it's like, oh, I thought...
I have a similar story to that.
Do you?
At the 99-cent store when I was buying my cheapo Christmas wrapping, and I shouldn't say wrapping.
You shouldn't have to say cheapo. You're at the 99-cent store.
Exactly. It speaks for itself.
Right.
But I shove all my shit in bags, so I just went in there to buy a bunch of bags, basically. And because I don't wrap, because it's just a fucking waste of time. And so I'm in line with my bags to pay.
My bags.
And the lady calls me up.
You and your bags.
And this chick that was, and if you 99-cent store much, there are like big bins that are like between the beginning of the aisles and the registers, and they're a good 15 feet back.
Right.
And she was rummaging through them, and when I went to step up, she ran over and said, oh, I was in line. I'm like, line for the fucking bin?
Don't give me no back.
Like, okay. And it's one of those things where, you know, she
Yeah.
was a short little Oriental girl. So what was I gonna do? Just rip her a fucking...
Right, yeah.
So I'm not
She
even
probably
taking
knows
my
kung
own,
fu. She's gonna be all...
I'm not even taking my own advice. I just told you to rip the shit out of this lady.
And
then I
you
had
just
to-
let that go?
Yeah.
Oh, I would have been all over her ass. I would have said, listen, you fucking... You know.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah. So
anyway, I share your pain.
yeah. But Christmas time, how'd your Christmas go? Did your dad call or anything? You talked to your dad?
My dad did call.
Yeah.
He called to talk about his burial insurance. I was like, yeah, okay, Dad, ho, ho, ho. I can have him talk to you in 6 months.
Yeah, that's some festive merriment right there.
Yeah, he had an insurance policy and wanted to know how I wanted to handle it when he died. I'm like, fuck,
Well,
can we
divide it between me and Chuck, Dad. That's all you need to know.
That was the perfect Christmas 2016 conversation, because 2016 was all about death anyway.
Right.
So, you know,
Basically,
why
yeah,
not?
he's
Why not go out the way we came in?
Sure.
Fucking people dying and talking about dying. Fuck.
Well, how about presents?
Presents.
What'd you get? Anything cool?
What did I get? I got that, you know the bucket, the small bucket and the...
Chum bucket?
Don't help.
Okay, sorry.
The small bucket and the drink where you can... Which theater is it in La Quinta? Is it the Cinemark?
That's the Cinemark, the Century La Quinta.
Okay, where you can take these in and get like the half-price refills.
Right, yeah.
I got like that and some... Because I like to go to the theaters during the week by myself.
Right.
And just kind of do my own thing. So they figured that'd be a nice little... thing for me to take and just get my...
There's that sad little man going to the movies.
Fuck that. I like going to movies by myself.
I do too, actually. That's the best way.
Yeah. You don't have to worry about anybody else's shit.
Once you finally take the plunge and go to a movie by yourself, it's
totally
like,
cool.
oh, this is Nirvana.
Yeah. Way to go, man. So I got that.
Yeah,
I got if it's my wife's brother, then who is it to me?
Be your brother-in-law.
My brother-in-law. My brother-in-law's family sent me a pop of
cocaine,
BB-8.
Oh. Yeah, that's some good shit, man.
Gold-plated BB-8. Yeah, primo. No, I guess this is like it's like a limited edition pop.
Oh, BB-8 from Star Wars.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
The kind of
not the street BB-8.
The kind of shit you need to leave in the box, because if you don't,
yeah,
it's
right,
gonna, the value.
It's apparently you don't even leave it out. Apparently, it must be in a safe because I don't see it in here.
It's down in the other office.
It's in down where the real shit is, where you do the real podcast.
Well, the podcast room, the studio we're in, once every couple of weeks, and so I don't get. This is the shit that I like, but the shit that I don't want to look at every day. But the shit I want to look at every day is downstairs.
Yeah.
Because that's the coolest of the cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you.
I wasn't gonna say it, but
hey.
Since you did.
Well, I went to a Christmas party, and it was one of those white elephant games where you...
I don't know what that is.
Well, it's, I think it started in some, I don't know, Korea, or some Asian... It started in an Asian country.
You say it like that's just obvious, and I still don't
Right,
understand
yeah. Started somewhere in Asia, and not the south of Russia, one of the other Asias. White elephant, why it's called that, I don't know, but it's you put the gift, everybody brings a gift, they throw it in the table, nobody knows who brought what, unless you're really watching to see who brings in what. You draw numbers, and number 1 goes, picks a gift, opens it. If number 2 wants to steal it, they can do it.
There's a name for that.
White elephant.
Okay, I've done that, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
I thought it was just fuck your friends over for presents.
Basically,
I didn't know it had a name.
Yeah.
But okay.
And so, there's a rule you can only steal
once or whatever, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Well, I end up getting this Chia Willy that's called. It's basically a face. It's a bust of one of the guys from Duck Dynasty. His name is Willy.
Of course it is.
Yeah, and it's a chia pet. Like, you just grow his beard. Basically, It's like worst gift ever. It's like
it's got to be right up there. Yeah.
It's like what the fuck. And I actually ended up with something cool at first. Sort of cool. It was like Star Wars body wash. It was like little. There was a BB-8 in there. There was Darth Vader, and it was all in these. I'm like, oh, cool. I like Star Wars. Good enough. Yeah. Some girl gets up. Oh, I like Star Wars. I'm gonna take it. All that was left was one present. I didn't want to steal anyone else's. I thought it'd be cool, even though there was some good shit out there. I got the Chia Willy. So
All I can say is that Chia Willy is going back to that same party next year. It's re-gifting.
So next year, when you get the cool Star Wars shit, and then the little girls, I like that word. Then you pull out your loaded fucking 38 and say, no, you fucking don't. And,
God damn, you're
and
look,
no,
again, I don't want... I may
I suppose
want
you think that's an overreaction.
Again, I might be pissed and I may want to ruin her evening if she takes away my Star Wars shit. But again, I don't want to end her life over it. It's not that important.
There won't be any
some
Indian
body
life.
wash.
She'll sit the fuck down. You won't have to actually shoot her.
That's true. That's true. Yeah,
and you'll get what you want.
It should go that way. Yeah.
And everybody should carry a loaded 38 anyway.
At least she's all, oh no, motherfucker, and pulls it out of my hand and
then, yeah,
bam, bam,
45.
Bam.
Then you say, you know what? Well done.
Well done. Oh, well played.
Well
yes,
played.
I'll take the Chia Willy. Thank you very much. So
I bow to the bigger gun.
Yeah. Now New Year's came along, and you texted me Happy New Year. Be careful.
Yeah.
And I texted back a picture, and then you texted back a picture. Where were you? You were having fun. Looked like you were having a good time. I was in my kitchen with me. We were in our kitchen.
We were at our friend's restaurant in Palm Springs for the Palm restaurant.
Ooh, that's high end.
It used to be Woody's Burgers, and then they combined Woody's Burgers with the high end restaurants. Now you can get like burgers at a high end restaurant.
Now you pay more for Woody's
Something
Burgers.
like that.
Yeah.
But we just went there because our friend owns it. And it was okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't a load of fun, but it was okay.
I'm sure I'd be happy to hear that.
Well, it wasn't just him too. I mean, one of our friends, her husband passed away a little while ago, and so she was, she was sad, of course. And,
right.
So we were more trying to pull her through it than party.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was more. It was a different spin.
So
okay, we're bringing the show down.
Yeah, let's bring it down. Well, we can bring it up with my New Year's. We were gonna stay in. We were just gonna
serve it up.
We were just gonna stay in.
Since fucking when do you stay in?
Well, I thought we were thought it's just better just to stay inside, watch the ball drop, and
Which one?
the left one usually. Yeah. 2016.
Doesn't
going
that just
out,
sit there?
Yeah, just watches it.
You can see it.
Here it comes. So, but we decided to watch the New York feed. So we watched the ball drop at 9 p.m.
Would that make your junk like Dick Clark?
Oh, hey now, come on.
He's dead.
Too soon. So, or is it? I don't know.
No. That's like a shuttle joke. It's not too soon anymore.
Never too soon. So 9 o'clock rolls around. We're like, Happy New Year, yay! And we're just kind of sitting there like, well, what now? Do we wait for the midnight feed?
Did it actually sound pathetic like that? Happy New Year,
yay!
Because that's fucking
what
sad all
now?
by itself.
Well, it was a little bit better than that, but
I hope so.
So she says, well, why don't we just go down the street...
naked.
Yeah. Down the street for a drink. We'll just go to the local bar there, and we'll just have a drink. See,
oh, you mean Plan B?
Plan B, yeah. And I'm like, I don't even... Yeah, total dive.
Total dive.
And I'm thinking, I don't even think that place is open on New Year's Eve. Everybody else, they probably closed up.
It's a fucking bar.
Yeah,
of
course
it's open New Year's Eve.
Well, remember when we went to Fridays, we thought we were going to spend New Year's Eve and
Fridays?
Fridays, and they're like closed at 11. Our New Year's dream was shot.
Yeah,
we had to go to the casino.
That's true.
So I was thinking...
Had to call your mom.
Yeah, to pick us up.
Call your mom for a fucking ride. How sad is that?
Well, that's the way you're supposed to do it. So
when I call your mom, she's enough for a ride. Well, that's not true.
Oh, God.
It's just a different kind of ride.
Good one.
So that one just fell on my lap. Sort of like your mom.
Oh, hey now. So we go down to Plan B, and naturally they're open, and they got karaoke going on.
Oh, good.
So I'm like, all right, it's one drink, all right? Let's just have one drink. No, I'm not going to sing, She's like, come on, get up there and do a song. So I get up, and I decided I'm going to go, I'm going to do Super Freak. So.
Any particular reason?
I like Super Freak. The karaoke version.
Okay.
So I get up there, and I'm singing. I'm getting to about first verse, and this... tiny little Asian lady, might be the same one from the dollar store, starts walking up my way, and she's looking at me, and she's dancing, and she's starting to, trying to freak with me, basically. I'm in the middle of, she's a very geeky girl, and she's like pointing at herself, like, yeah, that's me, and I'm like, okay, yeah. So then she
turns around and bends over and starts twerking me. And you remember twerking from a couple years ago?
No, but anyway.
Okay, yeah. So I'm like, okay, and I look over at Natalie like, hey, is this okay? This is like a show. We're having fun up here, right? You know, she's twerking away. Then she gets on the stage, just lays down, just on her back, legs wide open, and then she's just like pointing at her, whatever you call it, hoo-ha, you know, whatever. Yeah. It's all New Year's. I'm singing everywhere. The crowd's going crazy. All of a sudden, she gets up and she's gone. So, and I finish the song, and I'm like, as I'm walking off, I'm like, all right, hey, and I'm pointing at her, you know, like, hey, good times, you know. And she's with her she's sitting there with her boyfriend, and they're both looking at me like, huh? Like what? Like as if all that didn't happen. And then I get up to the bar, and Natalie's like, oh, that was funny. That was so hilarious. And her boyfriend came out of the bathroom just in time not to see any of it. So basically, he all this happened in the course. I guess maybe he went to the bathroom. This big, huge juicer of a guy, you know. And all this happened in the course of the moment where he went to the bathroom. She runs up, does all this stuff, gets off stage quick enough to where he never notices. So
you should have flipped those lyrics.
To what?
I don't know, like. I know you put me in a corner.
Well,
nobody puts baby in a corner.
Apparently, I do.
Like I'm kind of fucking married. You know?
Yeah. Well, it's all for the show. You know, anything for the. You know, I'll do anything here, do anything live. You know, whatever it takes. 220, 221. So.
Yeah.
But all in all, a fun New Year's. Never got twerked. Never been twerked before. That was cool. So
you got that going for you.
Yeah, you know,
which is nice.
So, and 2016 ended, which is probably a good thing, I guess, because like you said, there's been a few. We've lost a few people.
Do you think that like New Year's morning, like 2017, any celebrity who was anybody woke up that morning and just went, fuck it.
Yeah, thank God.
Man.
Well, it's funny because we lost. It's not funny, but we lost.
You're not gonna list them all.
I was gonna go down the list real quick. Alan Rickman, David Bowie, Glenn Frey, Debbie Reynolds, Natalie Cole, Nancy Reagan, Gene Wilder, John Glenn, Florence Henderson, Arnold Palmer, Fidel Castro, your boy, Alan Thicke,
my boy,
Sir George Martin, Zsa Zsa Gabor, who I hate to say I thought had already passed.
Is she the Green Acres one or the other one?
She's the other one.
Okay.
Yeah. She rode on the coattails of Ava, her sister. So, Abe Vigoda, who I still don't believe it. I think he's still alive. I think it's.
We lost 2 Barney Millers in 1 year.
Right, we did. Yeah, we also lost.
Ron Glass.
Right. Yep. Ron Glass. Anton Yelchin, which we covered on the show.
And that one just sucked.
Craig Sager.
Yeah.
Gary Marshall.
I wonder who got his suits.
Well, they probably go to the Smithsonian, I imagine. So, Prince, Merle Haggard, Leonard Cohen, Gary Shandling, Muhammad Ali, Carrie Fisher, as well as Kenny Baker, who played R2-D2. George Michael, who now, I hope you don't have a bathroom adventure for a while, because I'm not going to play them. No. Okay, good. Now, here's a list. That's only a partial list. These are some who I didn't even realize had passed until I looked up this list. Did you know that Pat Harrington Schneider from One Day at a Time? Okay. Jimmy Bain, bassist from Dio.
Didn't know that.
Gordie Howe, the hockey player.
I know he is.
Janet Reno.
Didn't know that.
She went. I don't know if you know these guys. Blackjack Mulligan and Mr. Fuji, WWF wrestlers.
No.
And China, she also went.
Heard about that.
Pat Summitt. Coach of Tennessee.
Coach. Yeah, but she'd been sick for a long time.
She'd been sick for a while.
Yeah.
Tony Burton, who played Apollo Creed's trainer in the Rocky movies, like all 6 movies, because he was Apollo's trainer, then he was Rocky's trainer.
You're not going to start listing stuntmen, are you?
No,
it's only a 3-hour.
No, it's okay. Keith Emerson. Only a 3-hour show.
Just saying, dude.
Keith Emerson from Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
Okay, so now it's just Lake and Palmer.
Frank. Yeah. Well, yeah. Unless someone maybe who could join the band that whose name ends with an E, they could take over.
Why can't it just be LP?
I guess it could. Yeah, why not? Frank Sinatra Jr.
And that kind of sucks. He's kind of a cool dude.
He was
a
cool,
family guy and shit.
Yeah. And oddly enough, Jeannie Martin and Ricky Martin, not the Ricky Martin, but Ricky Martin, Dean Martin's wife and son both died.
Well, that's no worse than Debbie and
Carrie.
Damn
Yeah,
near
yeah.
day after.
That's right. So, Patty Duke, she passed.
Both of them, or just one?
Well, yeah.
Come on.
Come on now.
Thank you.
Got you.
This shit ain't free.
Too soon, Jer. Ken Howard, the White Shadow coach.
The coach, yeah.
Alan Young from Mr. Ed.
Wilbur, come into the room.
Welcome home, Wilbur. Janet Reno.
We said that one. Don't start repeating them.
She passed twice.
It's only a 5-hour show.
They revived her and then she went again. Dan Haggerty. He went. And William on the last day of 2016. Like you said, the ones that woke up and said,
so he didn't make it?
This one did not. William Christopher, who played Father Mulcahy on MASH.
Really?
It passed on December 31st.
That blows.
While I was singing Super Freak.
This close.
He was on his way out. It was probably my singing.
Close to skating.
It was so they will be missed. These folks. You don't agree? So
no, I just
okay.
Not sure how to respond to all this
right.
death.
So we're moving into 2017. We're in 2017. So
you're fucking observant.
And so we've known it's funny because we've known each other for 30 years now. Idle Effects started exactly 30 years, well, almost 31. Idle Effects started exactly 30 years from the time I met you.
You mean the time I got stuck with you? Is that what you're
basically? Yeah.
Okay.
And we met on the CB. We had the CB radios, which I played earlier. But
where do you keep these tapes?
Where does he get these amazing toys? We met on the CB radio, but I don't know if you remember back then. There was also your handle was Iceman. I was Weasel.
Yes.
And if you remember, there was a radio show that people used to call in on KCHV. It's now KCLB.
Right. The
John Moore Show. It was a dedication show. It was very loose and
John Moore, yes.
You could more or less say what you want. Did you? I used to call that show. Did you ever call it?
If I did, I don't remember, but that doesn't mean I didn't.
Well, guess what?
I did?
You called it.
Really?
So I have here.
Did I do something really stupid?
It was just pretty much a standard dedication.
Was I being a douche?
You're being a little pushy, I think.
Okay.
But so here it is from 1986. Yeah, I think your one and only call to the John Moore Show in the Coachella Valley here.
Okay. All right, Iceman. And this is Beyond a Shadow of a Doubt, the party capital of the valley, at least, if not more. And I got a dedication for all these guys who've been bugging you for the last 2 hours. My friends up the 3DT and all his gang up there. We're going to play some Black Sabbath Paranoid for them in a little while. How's that?
Yeah, right. We'll do that just for them. All righty.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Yeah, Razum guy.
Razum, dude.
Yeah.
Razum.
Remember Razum.
You were too pushy, but he's like, we're gonna play some Black Sabbath Paranoid for him, all right?
Well, yeah, we're gonna have it my fucking
basically
way.
Tell him. So who are the guys at the Street ET? What is it? Was that an extermination thing or something? What was
ET wasn't that a guy on CB?
Was it?
Yeah, wasn't there a guy on CB called ET, and then
maybe okay. Was that okay? That's what it was. I couldn't make out what you were saying.
I think the guy's handle was ET.
Yeah. He said all my friends up there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now
I don't remember who they were, but
finally clears that up.
Oh, thank God.
Years later. So
my voice was much higher back then.
It was, yeah.
I don't think my balls have dropped
I don't know.
yet.
Maybe the tape is running a little fast. Maybe
that could be it too.
That's that swap meet tape recorder.
Yeah, the biggest swap meet tape recorder.
I was wondering, have you seen that Jerry Lewis interview, the recent one on?
I saw that. He's such a fucking tool. But Jerry Lewis has always been a fucking tool.
He's always
He's been a douche.
That's been his
going
shtick.
way back. And what's funny about that? Because Jerry Lewis is not that funny.
Right.
And what he does is just what retarded fucking people do every day. They just don't mean to.
Mm-hmm.
He just got paid for it. You know, they'd love to get paid for it.
Yeah. Hey, ladies!
Yeah, that's fucking hilarious, Jerry. Thanks. Yeah. Go hang on Dean some more. What I'm saying is I don't know that just because French people think he's fucking clever, doesn't give him fucking carte blanche to be a fucking dick.
Right, yeah.
But he thinks it does. Whatever. Fuck yeah.
The interview we're talking about is like basically he was given this interview.
Why did he even give it?
I don't know why he was there. It was like maybe the guy showed up, pushed his way in his house, and said, "Okay, I'd like to interview you," and maybe said okay, but he gave these one-word answers like, "Jerry, did you ever think about retiring?" No. Or why? he's all, you know, a lot of your friends, you know, they kept going in the business. Frank Sinatra, Bob Hope. Do you feel like you're a lot like them? No.
I know why he gave the interview, because he did have he was doing something. He had a project he was doing.
The movie that he did
whatever
recently?
the movie. Yeah, I forget what it was because I was so enamored with how much of a douche he was that I really don't pay attention.
Right. Yeah.
But he did have something he wanted to talk about, and when they got to that, he talked about it a little bit.
Right.
So obviously his people came to him and said, "Look, these fucking people are coming over. You're gonna have to wade through their shit to get to the top part you want to talk about."
Yeah.
And so he gave one syllable answers to everything except what he wanted to talk about.
Right.
And not just one, but douchey, fucking sarcastic one syllable answers.
Totally. Yeah.
He was an ass.
So the guy had to basically just ask question after question because it was just no, yes. And what was the question about Vegas? What was Vegas like back then? The same as it is now.
Yeah.
And he's like, wasn't it a barren desert?
No, it's fucking not. It's not even close.
The interviewer was like, well, wasn't it like a barren desert back then? Yes. Yeah, barren desert. So I enjoyed it though. It was one of them.
You can lead a comedian to water, but you can't make him funny.
Exactly.
Or not be an ass.
So
cool. You're not funny, Jerry.
So what's up?
He's gonna die. No, he's not funny. Did your Gorn fall down?
My Gorn went down. Yeah. He's back up.
Wait for me. I will be merciful and quick.
That's my favorite episode.
Yep.
Star Trek Arena,
which they ripped off from the Outer Limits.
It was, yeah. Fun and Games was the title, yeah. And they actually even had a Gorn-like character in that. There was two of them though, but yeah.
And they even ripped off Wolf 359.
Did they?
Ripped that off too.
Those bastards.
That was the big battle between the Borg and the fleet.
Well,
from Next Generation.
Yeah.
They fought at Wolf 359, and that's a direct rip-off of an Outer Limits episode where they fought at Wolf 359.
Well, hey, you know, it's influence on their work.
I mean, they would call it a nod to.
A nod to, yeah.
So it's all. I'm not mad at you.
Yeah. Well, there was an episode of The Twilight Zone which was that hitchhiker episode where she kept seeing the same hitchhiker.
Yeah.
That was an old radio show. I have the old radio show. It was called Suspense, and it was basically the same script, but you know, with video. So I guess back then, I don't know. Maybe everything was public domain. Everything was a go, up for grabs. Who knows?
Kind of like your mom.
Oh, hey now. Knew that was coming.
All too easy. Maybe you're not as strong as the Emperor thought.
So
impressive. Most impressive. Stop it
now.
What else you got?
I don't know.
What? Ask me what I've seen.
What have you seen?
Not a fucking thing. What have you seen? No, that's not true. I saw Passengers, and man, have you seen Passengers?
I haven't.
I will go again. I've been twice, and I will go again if you want to go.
Is it that good?
It's such a good fucking movie.
Really? Yeah. Okay. I do want to go.
And it's got you know, Star-Lord.
Yeah.
And it's got you know,
Rogue.
No, not Rogue.
Oh, not Rogue.
Mystique.
Mystique. Yeah.
What, Pratt and what's her name?
Jennifer Lawrence. Yeah.
She's one of those.
I'm having deja vu. Did you say that? Did you tell me this on the last show?
No, I think I told you this.
That you were gonna go?
No, I think I told you this in one. We actually do talk outside this show.
Oh, right.
I think it was one of our phone conversations.
Do we? Yeah. When we were talking about the show.
But yeah, I've already seen it twice, and I would go again. It's such a good story, and yeah, it's really good.
Okay. Well,
so
let
me know.
Let's
get out my.
Let's go right now.
My half popcorn thing. And
yeah, bring your bucket. And they'll go, look, he found a friend. He brought somebody to the movie with him.
It's just sad. And you probably just got at the gas station.
Paid him to go. He said, hey, I'll buy your movie. And
I went to the. I was taking the RV back tonight to the storage place, and so I pull into the gas station, put gas in the RV because it's got none. And this guy walks up.
It'd be like $200 for a tank, right?
No, that's one of those little RVs.
Oh,
I'm not rich. And he's like, "Yeah, man, this is like one of those old little." I said, "Yep, it's both old and little. Yes, you are correct." He goes, "You got a TV?" And he's got like his own. He's got his bags and stuff. And I'm like, "Okay, well, he's not. He's vagrant probably, but he's at least he looks together."
He's gonna offer you like a
like no TV, dude. It barely even runs, so no TV. And he's like, yeah, I got a guy in Vegas who fixes these things up, man. You should take it to my guy in Vegas. He'll restore this thing. And I said, it wouldn't make it to freaking Coachella, Las Vegas. But thanks. He goes, no, I mean, my guy, let's go right now. And I'm going, oh, Crazy's in town. Okay, I didn't know Crazy was in town.
Hello.
Like, yeah, okay, you want to pile in and head for your fucking friend in Vegas? Yeah, let's go. Step away from the RV.
So how close were you to going? And I would have been like sitting here alone, like
not that close.
Wait,
no, I could have took him.
He would taking him down.
Yeah, I could have took him out.
So, did you see Mariah Carey's breakdown on New Year's Eve?
No, and thank God for that.
Yeah, well,
because I so wouldn't have cared.
Well, she had it wasn't so much a lip syncing episode. It was just she couldn't hear herself to sing. She had a bad earpiece. Yeah. She came out. It was the I think it was the Dick Clark show.
That does make it very hard if you can't hear yourself.
You feel bad for because she came out in this super sexy, like skin toned outfit, like revealing outfit. But when you're just standing there like confused, then you just sort of look like somebody who's standing there in their underwear. There's when you're dancing and singing and got it going on. It's like, oh wow, look at her. Yeah. But she's just sort of, messing around with her earpiece and just like. She doesn't know what to do, and she just kind of looks like someone who's standing there in her underwear.
No, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah. So, well, I'm sure it's all over YouTube. But,
I heard about Meryl Streep doing something stupid. I don't know what it was, but...
I think that was at the Golden Globes, but I don't know if it was...
Trump something, or she was bagging on Trump or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
Who cares?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Not my problem.
So.
I don't care what people do. I don't even care what I would do. Well, you asked me what I've seen. What the fuck have you seen? Besides me and all my greatness.
Well, I could jump ahead to something old. Not too long ago, I watched The Outsiders.
That was... who was in that?
That was like
one of those movies that had like everybody in it,
right? Today it would be considered an ensemble cast. I guess it was probably everybody that was... they were young at the time, but it was Ralph Macchio... Matt Dillon, C. Thomas Howell, Patrick Swayze, and everything, and it was like a gang fight. The what was it? The greasers and the Socs. So it reminded me of a time back in 1983. They had I was in middle school. There was supposed to be a big fight. It was the preps and the stoners. So. Basically, everyone that was a heavy metaler and everyone that was a new waver, and I think the punk rockers sort of sided with the preps, and it all went down at the Chevron on 111, right across from the mall. Big. So
you guys decided to fight at a gas station?
I didn't fight. I just stood on the sidelines and watched. But
of all the places to fight, you just
went
over to Pump 3 and started going for it.
This was in the day where there was. Everybody hung out at the Straw Hat Pizza, or the Palms to Pines movie theater.
Right.
So I think it was meet in the middle, more or less, type of thing. And once they saw each other, everything went down. Punches were being thrown, but the funny thing about it, and I don't know if these guys showed up. There was one guy that was, his name was Scott, and he was supposed to be like King Stoner. And then there was a guy, Kenny. He was like King of the Preps or whatever. And it was really WWF style. They were supposed to go at it, the two of them. And if Kenny won, he was going to cut Scott's hair, like cut his long hair. That was the big thing. That's what got everybody there. It's like, yeah, Kenny and Scott are going to go. That's going to be the main fight. And if I'm going to have to ask now, Scott has passed away since then. Kenny, I know, and I never asked him about that. Like, was this true? Because neither one of those guys showed up.
So. You understand that true fights aren't planned. True fights just happen.
Well, this one was planned. This was. I mean, and these were 8th graders, so, and there were, I think a few high schoolers came and showed up. Those were the ones actually throwing hard punches that I saw, so. But cops came, busted up. Scott and Kenny never showed. They might have been laughing on the sidelines, like, hey, we weren't really going to do that.
But. 8th graders are kind of like basketball players. They talk a good game and they flail around, but they really don't want to fight.
Right, more or less, yeah. Too tall and lanky, yeah, so. Did you ever have any outsiders like fights like that back in the day? Any gang? Or
I got in plenty of fights. They weren't usually gang. They were
or not gang related, but like group related, like your group against. Yeah.
I'd say for every 2 that I won, I probably lost 1.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I probably won more than I lost.
Well, I bet we can find those guys you lost. I bet they're not doing good now. We can probably take them down now.
I don't know. I
Remember me? go back for a little
It
revenge.
seemed like the fights that I got into were basically on behalf of my fucking friends shooting their mouths off. It wasn't me personally.
Because they knew you were there and you were gonna
it's like
step in and choke the guy out.
I'd be in McDonald's and they'd run in from the parking lot. Hey, so and so fucking got so and so in the headlock fucking because he said something stupid, and then I had to go out there and like, hey, let him go, and I would inherit this shit more than I would start it.
I remember one guy said to you, this was just a few years ago, somebody had recognized you and said, hey, Jerry, it's me, and gave his name, and you're like, I don't remember you, and you're all, well, you should. You held me up by the throat over the fountain at Palms to Pines, and you said, you're going to have to be more specific.
Yeah, you weren't the only one.
But yeah, a little while
back.
Sorry, dude,
whoever you were.
Little while back.
You probably deserved it, so I'm not sorry.
Yeah, I'm not sorry. So a little while back, I watched The Outsiders. It reminded me of that fight. So I'm gonna find out from Kenny next time I see him if that was a real deal or if that was all bullshit.
You know what? You asked me what I got for Christmas. You know what I did get that was really cool?
What's that?
Remember when we went and saw the Rush movie, at the Fathom event?
Yeah. Documentary. Yeah.
And they released the 40th anniversary of
the Michael Jackson.
Yeah, but before the anniversary of 2112, they cut it loose and they did a whole CD where they let other people cover the tunes from 2112.
Right. Yeah.
And like Foo Fighters did one, and who else? Alice in Chains covered Tears, I think. Or
really?
Something. Yeah.
It's gonna be a cool album. I gotta hear that.
It's really good, man. You gotta hear it. It's because they let them change it up, and so there's still enough of it there where you can tell what it is.
Yeah.
But they made it their own, and man, it's really fun.
Oh, that's awesome.
Good.
Who else is on
I highly recommend it.
Yngwie on that?
Yngwie is not on that.
No Yngwie.
A couple of guys from Canada that apparently Rush had heard. This one guy did subdivisions up on the roof of a building all by himself with like playing a guitar with an electric guitar over here that he would jump onto for Alex's parts.
Yeah.
And the percussion going in, or actually didn't do much percussion.
Yeah.
But did the whole thing, and they had a little tape recorder for subdivisions. You know, he'd turn on every time.
Yeah.
And tore it up. And he did, I think, Something for Nothing, and what's this guy's name? Billy Talent was one guy.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of him?
Did he give himself that name?
I don't know. Yeah, it seems kind of presumptuous.
Yeah, it's me, like Billy Talent.
Well, hey, Billy Idol could fucking do that.
Hi, it's me,
Talent.
Joe Bigcock.
Yeah. Anyway,
it sounds like cool. Who did vocals on? Who are the vocalists? Is it a mix of people? No, well, you said Alice in Chains. So
Alice in Chains did. I think they did Tears. I think. One of the guys from Canada did Passage to Bangkok.
One of those guys from Canada.
Yeah. Foo Fighters did. Actually, they may have did the instrumental for 2112.
Really?
For
Yeah. So David Grohl finally kept his mouth shut, huh?
Probably not. Not knowing him, can't keep his mouth shut. But you can't talk shit about him because he has been an advocate of Rush forever now. Yeah. Him and the drummer. What's the drummer's name?
Hawking.
Yeah,
Stephen Hawking or
Stephen Hawking.
Shit.
I don't know why they're not in the Hall of Fame.
Taylor Hawkins.
Yeah. They've been like pushing Rush way back before they ever got in the Hall of Fame. Like, what the fuck are these guys?
That's true. Yeah.
So you can't say that about them. Yeah. But yeah, you gotta check that out. It was really, really good.
Okay. Well, I want to see that too. That and Passengers are on my list.
Passengers and 2112. So I know you're a big tradition guy.
Tradition and shit.
So I was gonna. Me and my wife only have two, but I know you probably have a bunch. So this is more about you than me. Yeah. But like Christmas Day, my wife makes me chocolate gravy and biscuits.
That one I know.
That one you know.
Yeah.
And
the other one is sex on the first of every month.
You're close.
First of every other month.
Chocolate gravy and biscuits for Christmas, and then on our anniversary I get anal.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Close.
It's tradition and shit.
And if you think about it, there's
literally and shit.
There's kind of some synergy there.
Sure.
Chocolate gravy
and anal.
So it's kind of
really, I don't start seeing it.
You're not getting it. It kind of loops around. But I know you got a bunch. Give me a few of yours.
A few of my, what, holiday traditions?
Any kind of traditions, because you're a tradition guy.
Oh, well, now you're putting me on the spot.
You're a traditional guy.
I'm a tradition guy.
What's that from?
Kind of shy.
That's a movie. What is that? Because I know you're a traditional guy.
Sounds like Steve Martin.
No, it was some chick saying it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, go on. Give me
Well, Thanksgiving, I always watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I was going to hit you up about maybe if we do a movie commentary, maybe it'd just be once a year. And maybe this year might be Planes and Trains. Because there isn't one on the thing. On the...
really?
Yeah. On the... Surprisingly enough. Can't Buy Me Love and Planes and Trains, no commentary.
Well, our last one went over so well that, yeah, why wouldn't we do that again?
I don't know how it went over. Maybe there's somebody out there really loving it.
It didn't go over.
So I definitely
go
do
look
that.
on iTunes and you'll see.
Yeah. Christmas night. You're going to get a kick out of this.
I might.
Christmas night. Now, this originated because I've spent basically every Christmas in Vegas in a hotel for the last, I don't know, 15 years, I've basically been in Vegas every Christmas, but it's been in a hotel mostly for the last 15 years. And I'm always looking Christmas night for that last bit of Christmas TV programming. And it's usually the Mormon Tabernacle Choir. So now I kind of consider that a tradition as I'm going to bed to watch that because it's usually late at night. So this Christmas, I went searching. I've spent my first Christmas here in years, in forever. And I found it midnight, Mormon Tabernacle Choir. So I made myself stay up just so I could see a little bit of it. I tell you what, they shred. They tore, not bad. They tore it up. So,
I have no words.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, I got nothing for that.
Let's see. What's
I know you have to eat at cons when you go to.
You're right.
Comic-Con.
Oh, Comic-Con. Yeah. Comic-Con's
you
full
always
of.
have to eat your freaking Genghis Khans.
I have to go. Yeah, I have to go to, what is it? It's called Great Cons, right?
And Tin Fish. You got to go to Tin Fish.
I got to go to Tin Fish.
A lot of these are related to Comic-Cons.
Yeah, I got to go to Joe's Crab Shack.
Yeah.
And we used to go to Rock Bottom, but they're gone now. And we used to have our pizza, so that one got thrown out. Anime. Even though I'm not a big anime guy, at Comic-Con I have to go in and watch a little bit of anime. It's tradition to get a pretzel, a Diet Coke, and sit and watch one episode of some sort of anime.
Some sort of anime.
So that started with our boy Dennis. Like he was into anime and he used to go to watch it late at night at the con. And from that point on, I made it a point to go watch anime. And it's just tradition. It's not that I'm really into it or I know anything about it. I just go in totally and I do it.
You're a closet anime guy.
So, yeah. So, and I'm sure there are plenty others, and this might be a new segment, because once I recall some more.
All right. Top 10 traditions. Next list.
Yeah, actually, that's a good idea, because
that's a terrible idea. Don't even think we're doing that, because we're not.
So, I had an idea for a segment, since we both live in the desert here, Palm Springs area, and we've ventured out into LA, we've been into Vegas. I figured we've probably come across a celebrity every now and then. So even though I call this segment Chuck's Brushes with Celebrity, I'm thinking maybe like we could both, if you have any you wanted to share.
When we run into each other, does that count?
It will one day, hopefully. So.
Oh, it counts now.
So this segment may crash and burn, just like a lot of the other ones I've introduced.
It'll fit right in.
So I'm gonna recount my first brush with Tommy Aldridge. Yes, the Tommy Aldridge.
Bum bum bum.
So I was working at Texaco gas station and
no longer here.
Which is no longer here. It's now like a lube place. But this is back in high school, and I'm standing out there, and here's a guy. He's trying to hide. He sees me. He must have seen me first because I got long hair. He's got a gas can in his hand, so he puts his head down, and he's just got his head basically kind of just buried. And here's that. I mean, no one else has that hair. It's kind of like a big orange Brillo pad. It's like, that's got to be Tommy Aldridge. I know it. And sure enough, I walk up. I'm standing there waiting for him to put his head up. He's got his hand. He's holding $1, and he's like not looking up. And I know it's him, so I'm just standing over him, just waiting. And finally, he just peeks up, and I'm like, "Hey, Tom," because obviously ran out of gas somewhere. He's in a hurry. He doesn't want to be recognized. He's all, hey, how's it going, or whatever. And then so I'm like, hey, could you sign this? And I pulled out, I don't know, some piece of paper, whatever, and he signed it for me. What I wish I would have asked him though was about when he played in Black Oak, Arkansas, because I guess he had to hide, he had to run away. He couldn't leave that band for whatever reason. I don't know what. He left the band overnight, packed his bags, left, and hid out for about a year until he felt it was safe to come back and play again. So I wish I would have.
Safe from running into you at Tesco Station?
What's that?
Safe from running into you
well,
at Tesco Station?
no, he was, when he was in Black Oak, Arkansas, he wasn't happy with being in the band, but I guess for some reason he didn't feel safe to leave, or it wasn't safe to just quit. So he left, basically overnight, left at midnight, bailed and hid somewhere in Chicago at a relative's house for a year, hid out until he felt it was safe to
What a raging fucking pussy.
I don't know, what goes on back then? And that's the...
I'm fucking out.
That's the story. I would have liked to ask him about that, and it's, is that
because it sounded like he really wanted to talk to you. The way he did, no eye contact.
But it turned out that he lived here, and I saw him, I don't know, countless times after that. It was like you couldn't, turn the corner without running into Tommy Aldridge and seeing that hair. So, have you ran into any celebrities ever?
We may have a problem.
Houston, we have a problem.
This stopped. For whatever reason.
Uh-oh.
It quit. I don't know why.
Well, we're screwed.
But it quit.
Shit.
I know. Why did it stop?
Is there a way to start it up again?
Let's see. Hold on.
Hold on, folks. How did that pajama party go in Texas? Somebody was going to have a big Idle Effect listening party. Maybe they're watching right now.